Exodus 24. The Lord said to Moses,
"Come up to me on this mountain. Bring along Aaron, as well as his 2 sons, Nadab and Abihu, and 70 of Israel's leaders. They must worship me at a distance, but you are to come near. Don't let anyone else come up."
Moses gave the Lord's instructions to the people, and they promised.
"We will do everything the Lord has commanded."
Then Moses wrote down what the Lord had said. The next morning Moses got up early. He built an altar at the foot of the mountain and set up a large stone for each of the 12 tribes of Israel. He also sent some young men to burn offerings and to sacrifice bulls as special offerings to the Lord. Moses put half of the blood from the animals into bowls and sprinkled the rest on the altar. Then he read aloud the Lord's commands and promises, and the people shouted,
"We will obey the Lord and do everything He has commanded."
Moses took the blood from the bowls and sprinkled it on the people. Next he told them,
"With this blood, the Lord makes His agreement with you."
Moses and Aaron, together with Nadab and Abihu and the 70 leaders, went up the mountain and saw the God of Israel. Under his feet was something that looked like a pavement made out of sapphire, and it was as bright as the sky. Even though these leaders of Israel saw God, He did not punish them, so they ate and drank. The Lord said to Moses,
"Come up on the mountain and stay here for a while. I will give you the 2 flat stones on which I have written the laws that my people must obey."
Moses and Joshua, his assistant, got ready. Then Moses started up the mountain to meet with God. Moses had told the leaders,
"Wait here until we come back. Aaron and Hur will be with you, and they can settle any arguments while we are away."
When Moses went up on Mount Sinai, a cloud covered it, and the bright glory of the Lord came down and stayed there. The cloud covered the mountain for 6 days, and on the 7th day the Lord told Moses to come into the cloud. Moses did so, and stayed there 40 days and nights. To the people, the Lord's glory looked like a blazing fire on top of the mountain. Exodus 25. The Lord said to Moses,
"Tell everyone in Israel who wants to give gifts that they must bring them to you. Here is a list of what you are to collect: gold, silver and bronze, blue, purple and red wool, fine linen, goat hair, tanned ram skins, fine leather, acacia wood, olive oil for the lamp, sweet-smelling spices to mix with the oil for dedicating the tent and ordaining the priests, and onyx stones for the sacred vest and the breastpiece. I also want them to build a special place where I can live among my people. Make it and its furnishings exactly like the pattern I will show you. Tell the people to build a chest of acacia wood 45 inches long, 27 inches wide, and 27 inches high.
Cover it inside and out with pure gold, and put a gold edging around the lid. Make 4 gold rings, and fasten one of them to each of the 4 legs of the chest. Make 2 poles of acacia wood. Cover them with gold, and put them through the rings so the chest can be carried by the poles. Don't ever remove the poles from the rings. When I give you the 10 commandments written on 2 flat stones, put them inside the chest. Cover the lid of the chest with pure gold. Then hammer out 2 winged creatures of pure gold and fasten them to the lid at the ends of the chest. The creatures must face each other with their wings spread over the chest. Inside it, place the 2 flat stones with the 10 commandments and put the gold lid on top of the chest. I will meet you there between the 2 creatures and tell you what my people must do and what they must not do.
Make a table of acacia wood 36 inches long, 18 inches wide, and 27 inches high.
Cover it with pure gold and put a gold edging around it with a border 3 inches wide. Make 4 gold rings and attach one to each of the legs near the edging. The poles for carrying the table are to be placed through these rings and are to be made of acacia wood covered with gold. The table is to be kept in the holy place, and the sacred loaves of bread must always be put on it. All bowls, plates, jars, and cups for wine offerings are to be made of pure gold and set on this table.
Make a lampstand of pure gold.
The whole lampstand, including its decorative flowers, must be made from a single piece of hammered gold with 3 branches on each of its 2 sides. There are to be 3 decorative almond blossoms on each branch and 4 on the stem. There must also be a blossom where each pair of branches comes out from the stem. The lampstand, including its branches and decorative flowers, must be made from a single piece of hammered pure gold. The lamp on the top and those at the end of each of its 6 branches must be made so as to shine towards the front of the lampstand. The tongues and trays for taking care of the lamps are to be made of pure gold. The lampstand and its equipment will require 75 pounds of pure gold, and they must be made according to the pattern I showed you on the mountain.
Exodus 26.
Furnish the sacred tent with curtains made from 10 pieces of the finest linen.
They must be woven with blue, purple, and red wool, and embroidered with figures of winged creatures. Make each piece 14 yards long and 2 yards wide, and sew them together into 2 curtains with 5 sections each. Put 50 loops of blue cloth along one of the wider sides of each curtain. Then fasten the 2 curtains at the loops with 50 gold hooks. As the material for the tent, use goat hair to weave 11 sections, 15 yards by 2 yards each. Sew 5 of the sections together to make 1 panel. Then sew the other 6 together to make a second panel, and fold the 6th section double over the front of the tent. Put 50 loops along one of the wider sides of each panel, and fasten the 2 panels at the loops with 50 bronze hooks. The panel of goat hair will be a yard longer than the tent itself, so fold half a yard of the material behind the tent on each side as a protective covering. Make 2 more coverings, one with ram skins dyed red and the other with fine leather.
Build a framework of acacia wood for the walls of the sacred tent.
Each frame is to be 15 feet high and 27 inches wide, with 2 wooden pegs near the bottom. Place 2 silver stands under each frame with sockets for the pegs, so the frames can be joined together. 20 of these frames are to be used along the south side, and 20 more along the north. For the back wall along the west side, use 6 frames, with 2 more at the southwest and northwest corners. Make certain that these corner frames are joined from top to bottom. Altogether, this back wall will have 8 frames with 2 silver stands under each one. Make 5 crossbars for each of the wooden frames, with the center crossbar running the full length of the wall. Cover the frames and the crossbars with gold, and attach gold rings to the frames to run the crossbars through. Then set up the tent in the way I showed you on the mountain.
Make a curtain to separate the holy place from the most holy place.
Use fine linen woven with blue, purple, and red wool, and embroidered with figures of winged creatures. Cover 4 acacia wood posts with gold, and set them each on a silver stand. Then fasten gold hooks to the posts, and hang the curtain there. Inside the most holy place, you must put the sacred chest that has the place of mercy on its lid. Outside the curtain, put the table for the sacred bread on the right side, and the gold lampstand on the left. For the entrance to the tent, use a piece of fine linen woven with blue, purple, and red wool, and embroidered with fancy needlework. Cover 5 acacia wood posts with gold, and set them each on a bronze stand. Then put gold hooks on the posts and hang the curtain there.
Exodus 27.
Use acacia wood to build an altar 7.5 feet square and 4.5 feet high, and make each of the 4 top corners stick up like the horn of a bull.
Then cover the whole altar with bronze, including the 4 horns. All the equipment for the altar must also be made of bronze: the pans for the hot ashes, the shovels, the sprinkling bowls, the meat forks, and the fire pans. Midway up the altar, build a ledge around it, and cover the bottom half of the altar with a decorative bronze grating. Then attach a bronze ring beneath the ledge at the 4 corners of the altar. Cover 2 acacia wood poles with bronze, and put them through the rings for carrying the altar. Construct the altar in the shape of an open box, just as you were shown on the mountain.
Surround the sacred tent with a courtyard 150 feet long on the south and north, and 75 feet wide on the east and west.
Use 20 bronze posts on bronze stands for the south and north, and 10 for the west. Then hang a curtain of fine linen on the posts along each of these 3 sides, by using silver hooks and rods. Place 3 bronze posts on each side of the entrance at the east, and hang a curtain 7.5 yards wide on each set of posts. Use 4 more of these posts for the entranceway. Then hang on them an embroidered curtain of fine linen 10 yards long and woven with blue, purple, and red wool. The curtains that surround the courtyard must be 2.5 yards high, and are to be hung from the bronze posts with silver hooks and rods. The rest of the equipment for the sacred tent must be made of bronze, including the pegs for the tent and for the curtain surrounding the courtyard.
Command the people of Israel to supply you with the purest olive oil.
Do this so the lamp will keep burning in front of the curtain that separates the holy place from the most holy place, where the sacred chest is kept. Aaron and his sons are responsible for keeping the lamp burning every night in the sacred tent. The Israelites must always obey this command.